It's starting. 3, 2, 1. Scoop and fatty doo doo. Doing Randy Newman, making fucking Tris jokes. Welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. This is another pointless fucking fucked up piece of shit. My name is Tom. I'm a fantasy sports addict. I got Cubby with me tonight. Cubby, what's going on? What's going on, James? What's going on, Bubba? How you doing?
Watching Dodgers Phillies chilling.
There you go. All right. So situation normal, all fucked up. There we go.
Yep.
Oh, it's wait a minute. Is this what day is this, man? It's a Wednesday. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just kind of doing our thing, hanging out. No real fucking intentions here. We're gonna talk a little baseball. We're gonna talk.
Zero plans. This hasn't been rehearsed at all.
This is right. Zero fucks given. We're just hanging out, Bubba. I mean, right? This is what Ryan and I always wanted out of our podcasts and our hangouts is just, it's the flow of conversation. We've posted the link as many places as we could. And hopefully, again, because we're just winding down our evenings. Hopefully somebody chimes in with a goddamn thing to say, right?
Yeah.
But in the meantime,
peeking around the FSA redrafts and dynasty real quick, where everyone wants a quick update.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to share my screen. I'll pull that up real quick. Everybody just
go to the
just hold on to your panties, baby.
Go to the stat tracker for like the live.
Which okay. All right, you want to lives.
People want to know live standings. They want to know.
They don't want yesterday's news, is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, hang on, because Yahoo is not cooperating with me on.
Yahoo still doesn't have Shane. Or no, that's ESPN. ESPN still doesn't have Shane Bieber in their player pool. He starts tomorrow.
Jesus.
They don't have the Biebs.
I mean, what else what are we expecting here, right?
So just when you think it could get worse on Yahoo, it actually can't get worse on ESPN.
Hey, actually, it gets crappier. It gets worse, baby. Okay, so if I'm able to here, bear with me. 1 second. Let me just share the screen here. We'll see what we can get. Hopefully you're not seeing my pornography collection, which is ample. Let's see here. We're sharing the stat tracker screen.
I hope. Yeah, there we go. I see it. Looks good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, right. It's not, there's no pornography. It's all clean and safe and G-rated. Okay, so we have.
Let's check that FSAA.
Let's take a peek here. Let's just scroll down to what our main topic of probably conversation is tonight. FSAA Roto auction, where we have trade updates, trade information, trades, if you will. And I don't mean TRADES. I mean TRAIDS.
No, it's TRAIDS.
Trades. TRAIDS. Yes. And someone did this to themselves somehow. So we're going to talk about that. It's another Tales from the Trits, Bebla. All right, so let's just look right now. All right, obviously Pete Soto Roto, he's just rubbing it in. Hi, guys. I've got a 30-point lead on the whole league. Right now it's whittled down by, a 1.5, right?
Yeah, he's got 28.5 point lead.
Yeah. Oops. I dropped a 1.5. Fuck you guys. You know what I mean? It's whittled down slightly by J Money here in second place, and then here you are, third, and here I am fourth. Then we got Connor, and everybody else. It's just, again, we talk about the Roto Coaster in this particular league.
I mean, 2 through 12 is those teams are moving up and down.
Yeah.
Week in and week out, just leapfrogging each other back and forth.
Right. People are always, rising and falling in America, right? I think that's the quote. I don't know if that's the exact quote, but you know what I'm saying, from The Departed. But yeah,
My bad.
I think that's The Departed. Yeah.
What does he go? What does he say? He goes, do you know what that is? He goes, Hawthorne. He corrects him. What is he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. People are always rising and falling in America. Am I right?
Who said that? Hawthorne.
Hawthorne. Jerk off or something. I forget what he says. We'll have to watch that movie. We should watch that movie again. Anyways, but yeah, just taking a look here. Hey, oh my God, you guys, look at this. Let's just take a peek down here at 14th fucking place. Who's that? Oh, it's Weird Uncle. It's the Weird Uncle, baby. He's almost past 50 points again.
Well, he's Weird Uncle this week. He could be, intellectual, dark web next week.
Right. He changes his, team name and monikers about as often as my cat takes a shit in the fucking cat box. So yippity yay, right? Like good old steamers.
All right, well, so let's get to the trade. First of all, this league's had very few trades. I think Tris has been involved in.
No, but I just want everybody to see this. If you can see my mouse where I'm circling here, right here, right in here is, again, unfortunately, the zone of shit in a fairly competitive league. Ryan, sorry you got lumped in on that. Reese, sorry you got lumped in on that. Tris, not sorry. Like, those are the bottom feeders, way out of this, as you can tell, from 12th to 2nd. Between 12th and 2nd, 20 points. Not entirely insane in a 15-team Roto league at this point in the season, which is a third of the way through. But we had a very interesting trade. If I may, give me a moment. I will try to pull it up and share it with all of you. This was comically.
This was late last night.
Yeah, just and now again, I'm not knocking any manager involved in this trade except for Tris, which is half of the trade. We'll take a peek real quick. God damn it, where is it? All right, hang on. There's been just like any really good league, there's been like 8 awesome moves today. Like, I'm seeing all these moves made today. I've got to sort through them. Okay, all right, here we go. Can we all see this? Are we all seeing this at the same time? No, we're not.
No.
Bear with me. Okay, all right, hang on. I've got it. It's okay, baby. It's okay, Bobola. All right, we're going to the league page for this 15-team Roto Fantasy Baseball League. Here we are. Here we go. Now we're starting the show. See it now. Right, I got to do like my no, I don't have to do that.
Sullivan.
Anyways, no, god damn it, get the fuck out of here. Okay, here's the trade. I think everybody can see that now. Is that highlighted? Yep. Can you see that?
Yep. Clear as
okay. That. So some guy named Weird Uncle, the Tris Master, the Trister. It's a Trista. He moved Nolan Arenado, Joey Gallo, and my sloppy seconds, Matt Harvey, for Kelvin Herrera, Lance McCullers, and Miles Mikolas.
Yeah.
Wow. Real. Wow. SpongeBob Jeff. I'm not kidding. I know for a fact I would have offered more than this, and I tried to offer more than this, which, hey, Lee, you got a great deal, baby. Enjoy it. You took the money and run. You did the smart thing. You sent me a text last night at like 12:18 West Coast time, and you're like, my first trade ever in any FSAA league. Can you process it? Like, hey, process it ASAP
before it gets canceled.
Yeah, before Tris gets kicked out of the leagues again or some shit. And like, I see it. I'm like, Okay. All right. I see this. All right. All right. Fine. And you know, like on the surface, like to be fair, that's a very good deal for Lee. And I don't, we talk about trade issues and like, oh, what's a trade that you veto? What's, something that you shut down as a commissioner, right? It's not my job to police trade returns. Tris, to his credit, has made pretty much more moves than anybody in the league.
No, he's pretty much about it. He has.
Yeah, I was gonna say in 14th place, he's in that category of moves made. Like right, like if there was a scoring category for moves made.
Yeah, I mean, if moves equaled standings, he'd be in first.
Yeah, he'd be like kicking ass. But like his 1,000 moves in 2.5 months or whatever, or 2 months, has resulted to him trading Nolan Arenado for basically. I mean, what's the highest ranked pitcher in this trade?
Let's
Herrera
say
or McCullers?
Mikulish would probably be the highest rated.
Well,
Would be my
I'm not
guess.
talking about like season ranks. I'm talking about like original ranks, like when you drafted them, you paid your.
Well, I mean, we're throwaway season. Who cares about the draft?
I know, but this was an auction draft, is what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Tris probably coughed up pretty good money on Arenado.
I would guess upwards of $50, maybe.
Like,
but again,
for a couple of like free agent wire picks or like.
No, there's a decent chance Arenado. There's a decent chance Arenado costs more than all those three pitchers combined.
I would imagine possibly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you got. We'll have to go back.
I would say McCullers probably went for 20-ish or less.
You think so? You think he went for that much? I thought he was going to go for $1.
McCullers?
Yeah.
Lance McCullers. No, he probably went for like in the teens, and McCullers, maybe he was single digits, and then Herrera was probably double digits. I mean, probably 30.
Barely. I mean, come on. Like,
but anyway, the draft was a long ways away. But
right. Obviously, we're miles away from it, but you just
told Tristan
you look at it and you're like, all right, this dude is doing everything he can, right?
And I'm not going to change what I, told Tris when he asked, hey, what you think? I just thought it was odd, because I get it, you're turning to pitching, you think you have enough, power bullets, so to speak, with Votto and Correa and whoever else he has, Carpenter, or maybe Ozuna will bounce back, but I mean, Arenado and Gallo, that's a hell of a lot of offensive firepower to give away and not get at least one bat in return, like some supplemental replacement. Obviously, not as good as any of the bats you're giving away, but something to get back on the other end.
I mean, honestly, again, everybody look at that trade.
Like as much as I like Miles, as much as I like Miles McCullough, I think like a lot of his good start is warranted, it's validated in his profile, and McCullers has been solid and has good upside. Herrera's been great. Right. I mean, I still don't think that covers the Band-Aid on how much offense you just gave up. I mean,
I don't even think Andrew would make that trade. Like, Andrew is a Cardinals fan. I don't think he would make that trade.
Arenado and Gallo the rest of the season would probably combine for 20, 25, probably combined for 50 home runs the rest of the way. Arenado has like 10 right now. I could see him finishing with 35 or 40. Gallo has 15. I could see him finishing with 35 or 40.
Yeah.
All the runs and RBIs that come with that. Of course, Arenado provides the average as well. I mean, I get it. You have some power in the tank or whatever, but that is a lot of offense to give up. And
now let's take a look, though. Let's take a look. In fairness, let's take a look at his team.
Tris already said as much that, maybe I should have pushed for Scherzer more. I'm like,
yeah, high.
I mean, maybe Lee doesn't do that, but maybe you guys work something out where it's Arenado, Scherzer, and a couple complementary pieces that balance it out somehow. But
at least at least Tris got his final Arenado home run today. I mean, right? Like he got that in the lineup. There we go.
And Lee got a Herrera save.
But
again, his pitching has been helped, but at the expense of a lot of offense. And
exactly.
And this is a 15-team league, and we're a third of the way through the season. There's not a ton of bats sitting out there. Now, there will be a couple prospects that maybe are still floating out there that could get called up, but by and large, any bat worth a shit is taken, and almost every prospect worth a shit is already on someone's NA slot.
Is already owned.
Maybe you make up some ground in pitching. Okay,
let's
fine.
take a look.
I like all three of the pitchers he acquired, but god damn that.
But at what cost? At what cost?
That's a big offensive cost. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So let's take a look. I mean, again, he made some moves. He filled in his corner infield. Tonight he made some moves. I said I was giving him shit. He whoa, wow, he got his Brock Holt and he got his Ronald Guzman.
Guzman's been playing well lately. He's been playing well lately.
Yeah, I mean, again, more sloppy seconds that Tom picked.
Well, you're looking for the power that how much extra power did he really have? I mean, now, okay, his power threats are down to Vato, Scope, Carpenter. We'll see if this hot streak sustains. He still has contact issues.
Yeah.
Correa, Guzman's young. We'll see if he can keep making enough contact to hit power. Peraza, no power. Ozuna's really struggled. Can he bounce back? Markakis, I have to look at his profile. I doubt.
No, Markakis is like he's having a nice outfielder, 30-something years old season.
Cabrera's a fourth outfielder when Zimmer returns. Fowler's doesn't have a ton of pop. Gamble doesn't have really any pop. Good cornhole player.
Yeah.
And
hey, cornhole, baby.
He's always had the raw power. But, I mean, so he's got some power remaining, but damn, man. I mean, you lost a huge chunk with those two guys.
Well, I mean, right? Are you expecting Zimmerman and Joe Panic to come off the DL or Buxton to come off the DL and provide you?
Well, Buxton just went back on the DL, so
you just gave up.
No. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I get his thought process. I just I wouldn't have given up that much. I don't know.
No, never. No, never. I mean, we're only mocking this. We're only talking about this because, right? Like, fuck off. That's my sister. She can go fuck herself. I mean, again, his pitching, all right? Like, it's not terrible now. Like, look at that. All right.
No, I mean,
so he's kind of doing what we're doing, where we have our stacked pitching.
DeGrom, Ohtani, McCullers. Okay, that's a good 1, 2, 3. And McCullers 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Right.
And if you want to throw Arrieta in the mix that's a solid top 5, although I do expect Arrieta to really fall.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do on that.
Well, it's because his K rate has absolutely plummeted and his walk rate has increased, but he keeps playing Houdini and getting away with it. But do not expect that ERA to hover around 2. I expect that ERA to be close to 3.7 by the end of the year. So I mean, he's going to fall at some point. I mean, look at the Ks. 40 Ks in 58 innings. His K rate has just bottomed out.
It is very down, but like
I mean, again, I don't know. The results are still there. I'm just pointing at the skills and seeing his profile. And usually, more often than not, over the course of a long-ass baseball season, skills usually catch up or match the results to some degree at some point.
At some point, right? Yeah.
No, some pitchers can get away with it, or players, not just pitchers, but players in general can get away with maybe some not as good skills and have good results for a little while. Sometimes it's a month. Sometimes it could be a season, but I do expect Arrieta to come back down to earth and be a good pitcher, not an ace.
Just level out.
Like he's shown so far. Like he's still will be good, but not
just
an ace. But obviously he strengthened his pitching. That was the whole point of the trade. But God damn, that was a lot of offense.
But you gave up 40 to 50 home runs potentially remaining on the season, plus counting stats. That
all the home runs, all the runs and RBIs that go with it,
and like I mean, so your replacements Holt and Guzman, Like, I'm sorry, Guzman and Holt aren't making up the difference between Gallo and Arenado. And I mean, again,
I like the fact that he's shaking it up. Like, look, what I'm doing is not working, but
that's and that's the beautiful thing. I mean, let's look at this. Let's just take a peek real quick, everybody. Like for the credit and the fairness of this guy, right? This is our buddy Tris, who we give a lot of shit to.
61 moves.
Like 61. He's made more moves than everyone in the league.
I've made a lot. I've made 47, and I'm still getting pissed on by 61.
Like, this dude has made more moves than anyone in this league by like 20 moves at least. And I mean, he's got 40 fucking moves on me, essentially. Like, but he's just mired in 14th. So I get it, like you're shaking it up. Now, like, let's talk about this. At what point is shaking it up too aggressive? You know what I mean? Like, is there a point to you, James, where maybe like, I really shook it up a little too much? I mean, is there like anything that's like, when you're stuck?
I guess there's always obviously the argument. I mean, he's 14th, so fuck it, why not?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. This trade looks like I gave up a little too much offensive firepower, but I mean, what do I got to lose? I'm in 14th.
Yeah.
But he could have orchestrated a little bit better return.
Well,
I think he knows that. He's already admitted as much.
Well, I was gonna say, when we were talking, there was like, maybe I could have gotten Cody Allen, maybe I could have gotten Max Scherzer. Well, like, why wasn't that the starting point though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where what did your balls drop off? You forgot to ask for fair value in a trade?
But anyways, I mean, it's an interesting trade that's coming from a guy in 14th that's still trying, and it's a huge star like Arenado. And
that's a huge trade. That's insane.
Yeah.
But I still applaud the move in the sense that, like, all right, first of all, huge deal for Lee. Regicidal.
Yeah, because Lee's third to last. I was looking at standings earlier, and Lee is third to last in home runs. Well, he ain't going to be third to last very long in that category going forward.
Not anymore. No, not at all. I mean, and, maybe Tris really does have the stats to spare that he can make that move, But I just know that, like, again, we're just, this is why you don't veto trades, I guess, for me as a commissioner. This is why you don't just veto a trade. And in full disclosure, like, right, James, we should go back a year. About this time last year, we replaced this exact same manager in this league because he, air quotes, trade raped another manager, Keenan. And again, Keenan is more of a baseball and basketball fantasy sports player, which is fine. He was trying his hand at baseball. I don't know if it was his first time, but he's like, well, I don't know. I don't know if I can do the same thing you guys are doing, but I'll be in there. I'll be kicking ass. And he was. He needed a first baseman. It was a rough draft, as all of our drafts are. I mean, if you've ever been at an Addicts draft, I mean, you don't get anything you want, So he didn't get anything he want. He had no first baseman. And he's like, what the fuck do I have to lose here? I've got extra outfielders. So, I've got Ryan Zimmerman outplaying Bryce Harper. If I look at the stats on the surface at this point in the season, I have no first baseman. It makes sense to move Ryan Zimmerman. Obviously, everybody's like, what are you doing? It wasn't about like, oh, you don't know what you're doing, Key, but it was just more about like, oh, is Tris just fucking trade raping the rookie kind of thing? And, right, Ryan and I just made the call like, it's time to cut the guy. See, I'm not focusing. I don't know what's going on. My lighting sucks. But yeah, like, yeah, you don't veto trades. If you've got a trade that's so bad in your league, you don't veto it. necessarily. You probably remove the managers or the manager that's like the offender. And not to say that either manager was an offender. I don't really feel that way, but it was the decision made at the time when Ryan and I were operating as a compatible unit, right? Whatever. That was the call made, right? Let's replace Triss. And the ironic, hilarious part was that Triss ended up replacing Ryan in his own league, his own dynasty league of all places, which...
Oh, that Ryan replaced, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, these things happen. But I think avoiding controversy this year, this is a trade I put through without any hesitation. And I have all the joy in the world for Lee, and I have all the joy in the world for Triss, because I hope, like, Arenado should not be on a 14th place team. Let's just say that. Can I say that as an Arenado fan? Like, I'm a big Arenado fan. Like, I would rather see Arenado on an exciting...
Arenado and Correa on the 14th.
Yeah, like, what are they doing? Just sitting there pining away on
Correa and Vato on a 14th. That's what we call you missed on your sleepers.
You oops. Oh, Alex Cobb. He's going to lead my team to glory.
Or Straley. Or any other schmuck I can think of.
Shmee City. And which is fine. Like, again, we all do this. We all do this. James.
I don't miss Tom. I'm kidding.
Are you that perfect? You're that perfect?
No,
you don't miss?
I'm kidding, dude. I'm kidding.
I'll be honest. Actually, I haven't seen you miss.
No, absolutely.
Perfect aim.
No, like, absolutely, I do.
I've seen the toilet in your bathroom.
Oh, that's true.
There's not a dribble anywhere. You haven't
picking around. We all have down seasons in leagues. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, all right, that's not my season. It's not my year. Whatever, you know.
But you don't give up, and Triss hasn't given up.
No, and in his fairness, all right. So that trade, like, ooh, it's fucking stupid. I mean, you know, we're all doing the SpongeBob, like, but I mean, I just appreciate, and Triss, if you're ever watching this, if you ever see it, to your credit, like, I appreciate sincerely that you are aggressive. And, you know, there was some joking, maybe privately or just sort of joking amongst ourselves or trolling each other about my concern. I'm like, well, I just don't, because, you know, everybody knows the animus, to borrow a Triss word, between he and myself, and the animosity, right? Like, how am I not supposed to think that making some sort of like haphazard, or just, again, I'm not saying it's haphazard. I don't mean that. Appearingly haphazard, whatever. Like, you're making this aggressive move, right? Whatever it is.
From 14th place, you got no shot. It's a head scratcher. Are you genuinely trying to improve your team, or are you
just fucking around?
Now, yeah. I think we're both under the, you know, I believe that he's generally trying to shake things up and improve his team, but it's not ridiculous to have that thought at least cross your mind. Like, all right, me and Triss have, you know, obviously had our battles.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about you.
There's
not just me
history.
and Triss, you and Triss, because you're the commish.
Yeah.
And, you know, this matter that you guys gone back and forth and, you know, barked at each other, and then this guy's making a little bit of a head scratcher over trade for 14th place. Like, what the?
I do hope.
Operated in good faith.
Right? Are we in good faith here, or is this like?
And by all accounts, it is, but it's not.
No, it is.
I think at least cross your mind, like, all right, Lee's third to last in power, middle of the pack in standings. I'm in 14th. Here's power, buddy. But
right.
Not the case, but I don't think it's insane.
No, and again, this isn't on Lee. This isn't like, oh, Lee's colluding. Oh my God, collusion.
No, Lee saw the offer. He's like, click.
Yeah, click. I can't hit accept fast enough. I mean,
exactly, he gave up some nice pitching, but he still has Scherzer and a couple other arms. And
he maintained his Scherzer. He gave up a closer, and I remember, like he was texting me real late last night. He's like, "Well, but now I got to find a closer." I'm like, you got Arenado. Just take the Arenado and run.
Yeah.
Arenado, not to mention Gallo, by the way. Like, oh, that's just the fucking ice cream and the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Like, you take it and run, and that's fine. And like, I don't even think Triss's end of this trade is necessarily that bad. But what I'm hoping, though, and as the commissioner of my own league, obviously, I want to see each of these teams elevated now. Like, Arenado should not be on a 14th place team. And going to Lee, no problems. Like, kudos, applauso, hands across America, whatever we got to do for Lee in that. But, like, definitely where Triss is concerned, I mean, I do hope modeling his pitching, and this is what it seems like. Maybe I'm wrong. James, am I wrong? But like, I feel like he's kind of modeling what the top few teams are kind of doing, which is stacking pitching, stacking relief pitchers. Why waste a bench spot on a bat that can't help you, save for maybe 1 or 2 days a week? And this is a new novel concept for even me. Like, look at me. Oh boy, I'm learning things. Adjustments at the plate. Am I wrong though? Like, I think maybe Triss is like trying a new thing, which is great. I love it.
Well, that's part of the whole. I'm in 14th, so I gotta try something else. I mean, it's almost June. I got it. Like you stayed the course. Like I don't think he had a whole lot of. I don't think he changes roster construction. I didn't look at it every day. I don't fucking know, but I don't think he changes roster construction a lot through the month of April.
No,
he probably had bench bats, multiple bench bats.
He did. Oh yeah, he did. Well, he was holding on to my sloppy seconds like they were fucking.
Then I think this month, like any other manager that's halfway fucking decent at all, like time keeps going on and shit's not going in your favor. All right, well,
what do I got to do? What do I got to do?
So that's probably. I think it's less about mirroring the top teams and more about like, all right, what I'm doing is not working.
I got to try something. Let
me try anything else. I mean, but sometimes you can go too far with that, and we'll see if he did that with this particular trade.
I hope he didn't. Honestly, like I really hope somehow. All right, because we all kind of know that like you can find bats on the waiver wire. You can start. I mean, you'll find some starting pitching, but like, I really hope, honestly, that like. Ryan, I hope you're not listening. I hope Triss finishes ahead of Ryan. Man, not in a shitty way, but in a very shitty way. Not in a shitty way, though. Not in a personally shitty way. Just like, I want Triss.
Yeah, Triss is only 1.5 back from Ryan.
Yeah, like, I mean, come on. Like, if Ryan sucks, I mean, that's me and Ryan's. We've always got this beef where we're like, oh, you're going to suck. No, you're going to suck. Like, that's me and Ryan, But I do hope, in some sense, that like any aggressive moves like this, I mean, who knows? Like, it might actually shake up his roster and his lineup and his construction of his team to the point like, okay, all right, I got a few starters and I got a good closer. And now I'm going to pick up these point categories that I've been missing when I had a surplus of this other category, which was basically, I guess, in Triss's mind, empty blanket power. I don't know, but he does still have some good cornerstone pieces with Votto and Correa. I can show it again, but
nah, I think we're good.
I mean, I think, that's whatever happens. I mean, I don't know. This is the kind of thing you see in what I would consider to be a pretty aggressive league. I mean, am I wrong? Like, if you've got the 14th place guy doing like insane shit, whatever he can do. Like, honestly, I truly do believe this, that he's not fucking up the league, that he's not pulling some shenanigans. There's not like, oh, well, I'm just going to fuck up the standings. And you know what I mean? Like if this guy's like really just like, all right, look, I know it's insane trading Gallo and Arenado, but zero fucks given because this is what I need and this is what I want. Yeah, I hope he moves up. And I want to see him move up. And I want to see both teams move up as a result.
There was like a dozen moves just for yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, this is just.
And the day before that, there's like
15-team Roto League.
And like we said on the podcast when we discussed this league before, on average, there's 5 to 10 moves a day still.
At minimum.
That was like a month ago. So it's nice to see that that's pretty much still happening. And it's essentially June.
That's, yeah, I mean, that's all we can ask for. I mean, that's literally all we want. And
yeah,
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it.
Nope.
So Tris, I hope that trade works out for you, buddy. Like no ill will. Lee, round of applause. Round of applause for Lee taking fucking 50 home runs away from somebody. Basically, possibly, probably, right?
Probably.
But what else we got going on? I mean, I guess, you know, the other thing we got going on is well, I got to play a lot of. No, Melinda's kind of fucked out the window in my league, and you and I are tied in Ryan's league, which is still Ryan's league if he wants it back ever. And J Money's fucking me to death in head to head. C Money's fucking me in your league, and I just keep on keeping on in JD's league, which is not very good. Middle of the road, suck ass. We've had some good luck though in some of these fan tracks leagues. Like if we go take a look at it real quick, like let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Like the invitational leagues, you just made a trade. You got your closer that you've been. And
no, I got an outfielder.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I thought you got no. Fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
I know you were trading. No, see, I don't even want to look at my league now because I'm dropping in the standings. I don't want to look at.
Well, I'm hanging around. I'm 4th in my league, and my guess would be like 30 something overall.
Okay. Yeah, you're. All right, so I've got 103 points overall in the invitational leagues. Let me see if I can pull that up so we can share that with everybody, just so they know what the fuck we're talking about. This is the Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational. This is the writers, experts, podcast, industry, whatever type of people.
Yeah.
And you know, we're hanging in there. I you know, we can't complain, really, can we? Hanging around. Who we got? We got new people in here. What do we got? No, it's just you and me. All right. I've got 103 points overall. You are 103 points overall. Dude, are we tied? We should check. All right, let's check. Let's just take a peeky peek here. And let's check the overall standings, if you all will indulge this. And let's see here if we have any kind of like, oh my God, James and Tom are really the cabal. It's so close together. Let's see. All right, we have yeah, we've dropped a bit in the standings. I will say this. All right, so I don't know if anybody can see this. Hang on. Let me share it. I'm trying to share, baby. Do 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 do.
Okay, I see it.
Can you see it? All right.
Mhm.
So we're sharing. Everybody's sharing. We're sharing our screens. And here is the overall. Like again, you want to be in this, not so much here or here, but right in here. You want to be in this range, the
The
top
top
15.
15.
Because that's where the money is, that's where the excitement is, and that's where the bragging rights are. We're not far out, but
35th for me.
okay. I'm 31, you're 35. So
Okay. Which again, this is out of 195. Like it's coming up on
yeah, I
June
was gonna say
1st.
all the way
I
down
don't.
here. We got
Yeah, I don't mind.
Michael
I don't
Self.
mind.
If you know who he is as a baseball writer,
Yeah,
193rd out of 195.
I don't. I don't
Crapping
mind
on
being.
Michael Self,
I don't mind being in the 30s on June 1st. There's still enough time to make
Nope.
some noise.
Here's a guy I don't really like, Chris Towers from CBS. He's 58. Oh, look. Here we are. A little bit ahead of him. 31 and 35. So I'll take that. Like we're just playing around, having a little fun.
Yeah.
We're in the mix.
Well, the bright spot for me is not that anyone gives a flying fuck, but it's not like I'm at third. I'm sure this goes for other teams ranked, near us,
Right.
because I doubt everyone's team is clicking on all cylinders. But I
No.
know mine at 35th overall is nowhere near clicking on cylinders. I've had 0 closers all year. I've been trying to trade, trying to add.
You've been making
Gold,
moves. Yeah, you've
yeah.
done what you got to do.
So 0 closers. Goldie's been a joke. Bregman hasn't quite broke out yet. Josh Bell has been crap. Domingo plays every other day. Hap plays maybe 3 days a week. But despite all that, still fucking hanging around. Kid's got alligator blood. So don't let my team click on all cylinders. Don't let me get a closer. Don't let Goldie go off. Bregman.
Right.
Oh, that's why I'm still hopeful. Like if my team was mostly clicking on all cylinders, I'd be like, all right, well, I probably don't have much hope beyond this. And kind of like in the FSA Roto, like if I told Tris a month ago, like I don't think your team is a first place team.
No, yeah, and again,
Like, and if it was my team, I'd say the same thing. I can call a spade a spade. If I see something where like, okay, maybe you can improve, but I don't think you got a
I'm just not seeing it here, but
good enough shot.
Seeing it, Bubba.
And so like I'm not saying I'm gonna climb to the top of this fucking mountaintop here, but
yeah,
with all the flaws I've had, I'm still in like position to make a move into the top 15.
Well, let's take a look. So, League 13 of TGFBI, the Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams in the top 100, I think, right? Check my math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I mean, I've been trying to decide which of our leagues is actually tougher. And I've got let's take a look here, because God, I hate my league. I mean, I don't hate the people in my league. I just hate how goddamn tough it is.
8. You have 8.
Yeah. So it's like slightly the same as your league, basically, at worst. You know what I mean? I mean, again, this all goes off of overall points. And here we are. We're all looking at our overall rank. Do 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 do. Fuddy doo doo. We're doing a fucking Randy Newman. Yeah, I mean, like, we're not far out, but we're actually also not that close. I mean, you and I are both probably about, and I don't know how these overall points are accumulated, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we're about 300 or so a point.
Yeah, I'm not sure
points
how
apart.
quickly those can be gained or lost, honestly. But
Yeah,
um,
which I mean, those will. It's not. That's not insane considering it's out of however many.
yeah,
But that's still, I mean, again,
still
you
some work
can't
to do.
sit there in 14th place or wherever place you are in your Roto league or whatever league it is and be like, oh, I'm still coming for fatty doo doo. I'm coming for you, singing Randy Newman. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, oh, hey, no big deal. I mean, I
No
still got
big deal.
4 months to go. No, like, we're talking about hundreds of points here, and this is a significant fraction of points. I mean, the top team in this league has 1,600, or all these leagues, rather. It's 13, 15 team league. They can write. He's got 1,625. And the rest of us are like, well, we're chasing a couple hundred.
See, I'm not chasing him. I mean, I'm saying, I'm just trying to set like stepping stones. I'm chasing the 15th place team. Actually the guy leading my league.
Well, yeah.
Like, because basically, I mean, this isn't going to be necessarily true. It depends on how good your league is, but you've got to figure if you win your league, you got a decent shot to be in the top 15. I know there might be a couple league winners that finish outside of it because maybe their league is a little.
Yeah.
But if your league's any kind of decent, at least maybe the top half of it, and you win it, you're probably going to be in the top 15.
Yeah. I mean, you've just like we've both got a shot.
So
Like
I'm starting with my league, win the league, and
you've
you
got a chip in a chair.
you got a good shot. But anyway, enough about that.
I say we got a chip in the chair. We're still
Do you
here.
want to talk? Do you want to just maybe gloss over some players that have been popping up?
You mean like
The interest.
Fran Mill or
Anybody like this Dodgers game I'm watching? You had a couple players in this particular game.
really? What do you got? What do you got in this Dodgers game?
Well, in the FSA Roto League we just showed, I got, of course, Muncie,
Okay,
who
yeah, Max Muncy. Muncy's been. Did
who hit a
we
ding
did we
dong.
did we talk about Muncy? I mean,
No, I don't think so. This is a
okay,
guy that I noticed about a week or 10 days ago, looking around in like the deeper leagues, so like 15 plus, looking around like, God, I need a bat. So I stumbled across this fat tub of goo because he's a
right,
chunky monkey if you've never seen him. And he has no prospect pedigree. He's like 27, classic 27-year-old, like 27-year-old breakout, like what? But you start to peep at him, you notice he's top 50 in average exit velo, he's top 10 in barrels, his fly ball percent. The profile lines up. So if you're watching this, and you need like an outfielder or actually a guy with three positions in Yahoo, first, third, and outfield. Go grab this
Muncy,
guy. He's hitting leadoff for the Dodgers, a good team, and he's playing every day. Like Turner's come back, and he's still playing every day, and he's hitting towards the top of that lineup. So
right?
got to give you some power. He's good in OBP league. I think he's walking like double-digit percentage of the time.
Let me see
So
if I can pull him up here
I
real
think
quick.
he's a must-own in 15-team mixed leagues, and definitely at least a bench bat in 12-teamers. I think he just hit his seventh or eighth home run tonight.
Oh wow,
I don't know how many plate appearances, but not a dick ton. Maybe like half of what regulars have had of all season. Maybe like
okay,
100-ish. But that's a guy. Another guy in this game is Stripling, who I have in the FSA Roto as well. And again, I'm just watching this game, and yes, I happen to own it. But this is another guy. Stripling's unowned in your league. You need starting pitching, which I desperately did.
right,
Go grab him. He just threw 7 innings and 1 run, 9 Ks this game. His last start, he had 10 Ks, so that's 29 Ks in his last two starts. And I looked up his skill set, and it all matches up. Swinging strike rate's there, the ground ball rate's there. He's only allowing like 25% hard contact. If you didn't know, that ain't shit. So to sum it up, batters aren't hitting the ball hard, they're swinging and missing. And when they
right.
are hitting it, they're hitting it on the ground about half the time.
So you can find yourself basically. I mean, right? Like if you're all like gassed up, you're like, oh, I need a bat and I need an arm, right? The
Yeah, I mean, there's two, and this, because we're up late and the Dodgers are on TV.
Yeah, well, it's West
I
Coast.
mean,
It's West Coast.
so sometimes if you stay up late as an East Coaster, you might find a couple players you can add.
That's, I mean, that's kind of a decent tip. I mean, maybe you got to stay up late and watch some late
I mean, that's happened though. Seriously, I mean, you can look through stats, but sometimes I've just been up late and I'm watching a game, and
You just
especially as an East Coaster, I'm like, who's this fucking guy? And then you go get on your laptop and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, wow.
And then you're like, all right, I'm gonna add him and see what happens.
Well, we did that last year. Was it? No, it was 2 years ago with what's his name? Diaz, Mariners, right?
Yeah, Edwin. Yeah, Edwin. Yeah, we're like, this guy's.
Why? How is he not closing? What are you talking about, baby?
And then,
He should be closing.
Yeah, it wasn't too long after we noticed him, he started closing.
No, it was literally a day later. I mean, it was a day goddamn later. So if we're like, oh, hey, pay attention to Ross stripping, woo, working at a
stripper
titty club, right? Oh, there you go. I mean, I don't know. Fucking go do it, because we haven't been wrong yet.
I think some other guys to keep an eye on. I'm curious to see what that fucking Justin Bieber, well, it's Shane Bieber, but the Indians guy.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can pull him up real quick so people can see his stats.
This guy's making his debut tomorrow for the Indians, and he doesn't have a great pedigree, but it's like an elite command guy from what I read.
Okay.
And so I don't know how many bats he may miss, but he's got such good command, he may be able to be productive when he comes up.
Right, you're just hoping he can do it.
Yeah, and I know he had great strikeout to walk ratio in the minors this year. It was like insane, like 60-3 or something nuts.
That's yeah. It looks like
something ridiculous like that.
61 to 3 walks. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like,
and he's taken over for giving Bauer an extra day's rest. That was the original plan, but they just sent down their fifth starter who had some weird like Pluto, whatever the fuck his name was. They just sent him down. So now the Indians have a vacancy for their fifth spot in the rotation.
Okay.
So if you're in a deep league, obviously in a dynasty, maybe just give this guy a whirl. Fuck it.
Right.
Like at the very least, maybe he gives you some nice ratios, and the Indians are good. Maybe he gives you some W's in the interim.
I mean, you got to do whatever you can. Now, obviously, if you're in the FSAA leagues, this guy is long.
It's probably gone.
Like, sorry, James claimed him. Somebody claimed him. He was sitting there parked on someone's, like, literally just like, oh, you were just holding him on your bench. Oh, well, no big deal.
I guess before we close up, I'll just run through some other names. You don't give a fuck.
No, I don't give a fuck. I'll just try to show their stats so like people can see it.
Oh, I was just gonna say a quick. If you haven't DL stashed Rodon, it might be too late, but just go double check. Sometimes DL guys are still sitting on your wire.
Right.
He could return as early as this weekend. I read that earlier tonight. Definitely by next week. He's a high strikeout guy. Walks are an issue, but huge upside with the Ks. He was already hitting 95, 96 in his rehab. Yeah. I think he had like 10 or 15 more strikeouts and innings pitched in his rehab. He's definitely a DL stash you need to get like tomorrow if he's still there.
Well, all right, because I was going to say it's like East Coast after midnight, but West Coast is when the rosters roll over, so you still got like maybe 2 hours, probably want to go pick them up because, I mean, again, like, when we think about our free agent acquisition stuff and some of these like professional leagues, which I don't even really know if I want to call them that, but
call them industry leagues. How about that?
Yeah, I like we're in the industry.
Doesn't mean you're necessarily a pro, but you're in the industry.
We're in the industry. We're right? It's like Kramerica Industry.
Yeah, it's like American. Yeah.
Like Kramer and his intern. Oh man. No, but so seriously, like, all right. I got $17 left. I shit the bed for
Got your
one
chip
soda.
for new chair. Hey, he's doing well so far.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna argue that. I'll take that. But yeah, you know, like, so you got to be really proactive. You got to be
yeah.
really aggressive on, like, all right, who might get called up? Who's the sneaky ad? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4
I
weeks, whatever
mean,
ahead of time, whatever I
speaking
need.
of,
I'm gonna sneak attack,
right.
like, right,
Yeah, no. Speaking of
like
prospects, fucking
we got.
Vlad's got to be up next month, right? He's got to be up in June,
Oh
which is
yeah,
fucking insanity. He didn't reach base today, which is the first time he hadn't done so in 37 games.
okay,
And
okay.
yet the Jays are rolling out some guy's name I couldn't pronounce today at third base.
Some
Bruce
dude,
Donaldson had to
just
sit.
the
I
cream
don't know
of
who the
some
fuck
young
it was.
guy.
I don't know. The come of some young guy. I don't know. The Morales is not even hitting half his weight.
Hi, I'm Kendry. Send me back to Cuba immediately with a
Yeah,
huge paycheck.
he rolled the Cubans rolled him too tight.
Yeah, they rolled. They're too
But
tight.
this is if you're in a competitive league like we are, most of our leagues are fairly competitive at
Oh
some
yeah,
level. This is the time of year most of the major leaguers worth a goddamn are gone, and of course, unless maybe in the 12 teamers they're still there. But
yeah.
if you're in the 15 teamers or deeper, like you really start paying attention to prospects because that's
Yeah.
all
Well,
that's
and
even
this year
close to
kind of
elite.
seems special in that sense. Like, am I wrong? Like, it feels like this year,
No, no, this feels a little like 2015. It feels a little like that,
yeah, where there's just
you
so
know,
much that,
with
like,
Soto coming up
unexpected.
and
Yeah,
Vlad should be up. Senzel at some point now that he's playing again.
Rogers, Brendan Rogers.
Rogers, McMahon just came back up.
I mean,
Kyle Tucker's a guy that maybe in the second half gets the call. Just hit 2 home runs tonight. Plays for the Astros. I don't know why they can't call him up sooner than that,
we
but
hate him. We got like, oh, I'm Jake Marisnik. I used to be a former top
yeah,
prospect, but I suck ass now.
yeah. And then what are some pitching prospects that will come up later? Kopech will be up in the second half. You got to think.
Yeah, I was gonna say the handful of guys that haven't had Tommy John surgery. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Trying to think some other youngsters. There's some under the radar guys, but those are some of the tippy top guys that will
yeah,
be up at some fucking point.
yeah.
Some matter of goddamn time.
It's just yeah, but it's. I mean, if you've got a need in a deeper league or like a serious league, and you've got a free agent acquisition budget or whatever it is, like yeah, you've got to own those. And if you don't own them by now, you're almost in trouble. Like you're
Yeah,
gonna spend some money.
of course, Willie Adames for the Rays is another one.
Dude, $0, zero fucking dollars. Even after
I
hold up, I got him for nothing.
know, that's awesome. People were like, "Oh, we got set back down." Well, yeah, but it'll be back up.
He'll be back
So
up
he
immediately.
should be back up in June.
No,
So
he'll be back up like
that's what I'm saying. A matter of weeks in June.
yeah. He'll be
Like
back up. Yeah,
2 days. Yeah, he should be up very soon. That's another guy.
$0.
Also, speaking of the Rays, and like we said at the beginning of the season, deeper
Yeah.
drafts, look at the shitty teams. Those are the ones that are typically pull the trigger quicker, as opposed to like the Astros that are just like, all right, we're in first place. We don't need to call up Tucker right now. We do what we want.
We're doing okay.
But you know, the Rays will bring up Adames. The Bowers just quietly, he just gets no respect, but he's quietly playing well. That's
Yeah,
another guy that might get some love in the second half.
I think I'm gonna try to trade for him. I've got him in your league, your FNA Dynasty.
Yeah.
I think I might try to trade for him, maybe in the home leagues. I don't know. Maybe.
And Peter Alonso, like he's skyrocketing. I think he's going to skyrocket and could be up this second half.
I have him. I am so glad I have him. Oh my god.
I have a couple shares, fortunately.
I was gonna say I scooped him like a month ago, I think. And again, like we love that. We love that like add directly to NA slot.
Yeah, it's nice.
Add directly to DL slot where you're just like, I just need something. I need some.
Yeah, I might as well fill my slots. Wink, wink.
Right, like just fill up.
But I mean,
fill all holes.
I mean, Dominic Smith's getting some time in the outfield here and there, and not to mention he kind of stinks right now. Adrian Gonzalez. Yeah. I mean, Alonso keeps hitting like he is going to play in the second half at some point.
Yeah, I think Alonso's going to be up, and I hope. Like, I don't. All right, I hate to say this. All right, James, you're a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
I hate to say this. I don't know how much I can continue to love Rizzo.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I really love him. I love him, baby, but it's just
he's been heating up lately. What are you talking about, baby? He just got 25 RBI
this month, is the time of year he heats up. I just get so frustrated waiting. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like waiting.
Well, switch to Roto, baby. Be more patient.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I got to trade him. Like, I got to get him in Roto leagues or something like that. But
you just be like, oh, it'll come around at the end.
No, and he does. And I hope he carries.
But it head to head, yeah, right? It does hurt in head to head. It's like whenever, like Stanton owners. I mean, he's got probably double-digit dongs if I had to guess. I don't own him anywhere, but he's got to be frustrating in head to head. When he goes cold, it's
yeah,
ice cold. By the way, you're welcome for Stanton, Ryan. Thank you for Freeman and Strasburg.
Oh my God.
I like consistency in my head-to-head leagues. I appreciate it.
That's I mean, like, right. Well, hey, you just didn't look at the deeper numbers. I don't know. Oh God. That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay, baby. We all make mistakes. I mean, right? Like last year, if you think about this, we were joking about my Bellinger for James Paxton trade. Like at the time when you and I made this trade, Cody Bellinger was just like, he got called up.
How long will he be up? Don't know.
Right? Like, oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. And there's Adrian Gonzalez.
The next day, Gonzalez went on the DL.
Exactly. Yeah, right. Like, and then
it was history after that.
Tear. And then fucking Paxton
hits the DL like the next day. Yeah.
It's pretty much the same. Yeah. But Paxton this year compared to Paxton last year,
he's on the mound as long as he plays.
Yeah, I was gonna say it makes
what it needs.
It's a different situation. So, I didn't lose the trade. I didn't win the trade. Time will tell who won or lost that trade. You were able to turn Bellinger into Goldschmidt,
which was great last year because Goldie was Goldie, but this year he's not Goldie.
Yeah, like what's going on with goddamn Goldie?
Hey, and that's a lesson for you folks in Dynasty that are just starting out. That's why it's so hard to judge trades because you don't know how long it takes to fairly judge them.
Yeah, like
initially it's like, oh, and then a year later it's like, oh, the tables have turned, and then they could turn again next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't ever veto Dynasty trades, people.
No, I mean, I'm fully there. Like, I think, like, again, I've gotten the best out of Tehran. I think that's how you say his name. Atlanta, pitcher. Tehran, whatever. I feel like I've gotten the best that he's ever given this year and the best that Paxton has ever given this year. And those were like horrible donkey shit trades last year. You know what I mean?
You moved Lamb last year, and now Lamb is stuck this year.
Yeah, they're doing just fine. And like, I mean, will they keep it up? I don't necessarily anticipate it, but I will take what I'm getting. Yeah. Like.
I just realized we could make his name into that song. To run away.
Psycho killer.
Psycho pitcher.
To run,
right.
run, Atlanta Braves.
There you go.
There.
All right. We about ready to wrap this up.
Yeah, all
1
right.
o'clock.
Well, yeah, we don't.
I gotta
We're
hit
just,
the
we're just
hay.
hanging out. Nobody's hanging out. No, there's no bullshit. Like, if you're still hanging out currently on this YouTube channel, feel free to hit the super chat button. That would do me like a huge favor. That means you donated a few dollars, a buck, $5. I'm not asking a lot. You know, I mean, come on.
Give me a buck, baby.
What are we talking about? Kick a buck, baby. Come on. It's like a dynasty draft or something. It's like a auction. We're fine. We've got Jose hanging out. We got Sonic hanging out tonight. It's been a good night.
Oh,
and
nice.
So thank you for everybody hanging out. I mean, right? Like we've had fun. Like it's just now that oh, by the way, you know what's really fucking hilarious? YouTube took, I think it was goddamn near 3 weeks to get back to me when I complained about like, hey, I'm supposed to have my YouTube live streaming back. It's May 8th. May 5th was the day I was supposed to be out of detention.
Yeah.
Right? 3 weeks later, they finally get back to me. They're like, well, it looks like the problem already solved itself. I'm like, yeah, no shit, dipshit.
Like Office Space. We'll just let it work itself out naturally.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What am I? I'm the red stapler guy.
Like, so we're gonna tell him that it doesn't work. No, it'll work itself out naturally.
That was my stapler.
They're like, no, we're not gonna tell this guy his channel's not up yet. It'll just work itself out.
That was my stapler.
Oh man.
Oh God. Oh man. I mean, hey, FSAA doesn't suck that much. We're gonna get better, I promise. Someday, somehow. And if it's not me, it's gonna be one of you. That's what I gotta say. It's gonna be Brawny somehow. Brawny's gonna, right? Like somehow Brawn, the fucking bi-week Brawny.
Weekend at Brawny's.
Yeah, what bi-week Brawny is gonna like resurrect this YouTube channel somehow after I'm dead and make it fucking relevant again. But like, you know what? Whatever. Like, hey, that's fine. It's okay, baby. That's okay, Bubba. This is what,
I didn't realize.
Well, I was gonna say this is what we've got doing. This is what we do. It's not about us. It's not about you. It's not us. It's you. I don't know. I mean,
Sonic mentioned Colby Allard. Yeah, he could be up soon.
Yeah,
he'll be up in the second half for sure. I mean,
yeah.
At some point, McCarthy's going to get dust boot. It's all going to be youngsters in that rotation, you know.
I mean, there's zero fucking reasons
for Allard, Max Fried.
We got
the whole rotation's got to be like youngins,
20,
like it's
25 and younger, basically. Like some combination of Fried and just I mean, like I'm Brandon McCarthy. Like I just whenever I use that voice, I just picture the SpongeBob gif where he's like, like it's just the SpongeBob gif all over.
All right, man. Well, I'm out of here. It was fun bullshitting.
All right, Cubby. It was good hanging out tonight. I mean, hopefully,
and it wasn't all total horseshit. We provided some information if anybody stuck around for more than 20 minutes.
I hope so. I hope they did. I mean, I feel like we kicked some news out there, just kicked some shit.
Start with the information first to reel them into the.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We almost need to like get serious for like, all right, like Walter Cronkite or some bullshit.
I'll start,
and then just like, all right, now we're having a beer.
Yeah, no, at the beginning I'll start nerding it out and shit. And then and talking about players and profiles, and then we'll lean into the look at this fucking trade this fuck stick pulled off. The people that were just randos, like, oh, these guys are kind of informative. What are they talking about now?
Yeah, like what? We'll start out with information next time.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, hey, James, well, I still got you. Can we do the fantasy sports serenity prayer together? I mean,
We
I
can
am
do
wearing
it.
my shirt. It's my FSAA shirt.
I never do it. I just listen.
No, I know, but you know, you can get into it. It's all right.
You go
Fantasy
ahead.
gods.
Yes.
Fantasy gods. Please grant me the serenity. Set my ideal lineups. Courage to add drop. Aggressively. And the wisdom, as always, to make good fucking trades, baby.
It's to always accept trades with Tris. Always.
Oh yeah, like Lee, like hey, have all my pitchers for your Arenado and Gallo. I'll take all that home runs, right? Good job, Lee. And like, you know what? In a sense, in the same way, and not, I mean, I would never have made that trade, but to the manager who made that trade, also, Tris, I hope it moves you up. Like, I hope that is what you need. So, you know, good luck. FantasySportsAddicts.com is the website. You can hit us up on Twitter at letter F, letter S, the word double, letter A, FSAA. We'll see you guys next time. Cubby, James, my friend, home all along. No one's there. Keeping an eye on you.
Yeah.
Except me. 1 a.m, Florida time. I love you, buddy. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a good night. Man. And, you know.
I'll see you later.
0 fucks given, buddy. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Bye.